Hi, I'm Jen with Getaway Today. Thanks so much for finding us here on YouTube, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for all the best tips and tricks for your next Southern California vacation. Well, it's your lucky day. I've got Kayla here with me, and it is National Food Allergy Awareness Week. And you know, at the Disneyland Resort, food is our favorite thing. So you have some food allergies, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a vegan, and my mom is dairy-free, and my sister's gluten-free, so yeah, lots of things to give.
Okay, well, we want everyone to be able to eat and have an awesome experience at the Disneyland Resort. So today we're going to address that. So first off, the Disneyland Resort is one of the top places you can go if you do have any dietary restrictions. So today we're going to go in detail of kind of our 5 top tips for dealing with food allergies when traveling to the Disneyland Resort. So we're going to get started, but first I've got to tell you, Kayla is one of our reservation specialists. She is fantastic. She knows her stuff, and having her own food allergy has again made her more aware of this for our guests. You get this question quite often, correct?
Yeah, more often than most people think. A lot of people who have like their kids are lactose intolerant, or they can't have peanuts, and little things that you don't really think about for people who don't have food allergies. They really want to have that full Disney experience, and the food really is a huge factor in that. So we like to help our guests feel more comfortable and get the most out of their trip to Disney.
Perfect. So should we start with tip number 1?
Let's do it.
Okay. So tip 1, you're saying to go to Main Street, U.S.A. to get started. So
yes.
Why is that?
So most, like specifically City Hall, but Main Street U.S.A. is a good one because if you go to City Hall, you can get a list of ingredients and different restaurants and their food allergies. So you can know exactly, basically plan out more, know exactly what restaurant you want to go to, what foods you guys want to eat. If the kids have like really picky food and like they don't like zucchinis but they like butternut or something like that, you can give them back more, maneuver your way around the park easier.
That's awesome. I didn't realize that they had a full ingredient list there.
Me
so
too.
That's a great.
Yeah.
Okay, so first stop, Main Street, U.S.A.
Main Street, U.S.A.
City Hall, getting the ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Okay, so your second tip for us is to make sure you book at least one of the table services. Why is that?
Yes. Okay, so the first thing is when making the reservation, they will ask if you have any food allergies, and if they don't, make sure you bring that up. It's very important that they are aware of it, but they'll also bring it up again when you check into your reservation, just so they are aware of it as well. And then they'll also send someone to your table. Even if you don't have it, they're still going to send someone to make sure that does everyone here have everything they need, or if there's any allergies that we should be aware of, and they really make sure that all their guests have all the things that they need and they're comfortable and safe.
Wow, okay, so only Disney would give 3 checks to make sure it's just magical as can be. And this would include things like our character dining, which is super popular, and of course Blue Bayou and other really popular sit-down restaurants.
Yeah, it's
wonderful.
amazing.
So tip number 3, maybe you're a little short on time, you don't want to have the sit down. There's a lot of other options too, correct? They're a little faster and maybe a little more impromptu.
Yeah, so any of the quick service restaurants, this is tip number 3. If you go to the counter, you can ask to speak with the chef or any of the food representatives there, and they'll be able to tell you what you can eat, what you can't eat. They might even have a special menu just for dietary restrictions that they can show you and you can pick from. Also, they can make substitutions. So if you have if you want to substitute egg, dairy, nuts, anything like that, just mention it to the counter, and they'll be able to make those adjustments for you. It's really nice.
Really, so already lots of great options when you're eating at the resort.
Yeah, they really try to get the best experience possible for their guests.
And we should say again, the food is
it's so good.
Like I wish we had samples.
I know, honestly.
So tip number 4, of course, the early bird gets the worm. You're saying that you should start your planning even before you get there.
Exactly, yeah. What me and my family do, and what most guests I advise that they do, is to do the research before. Disneyland's website, they provide menus online. I know different Disney blogs do as well. So you can look at those online and see what they have and what ingredients you can substitute and everything like that and get the most. And like I mentioned in tip number 3, you can just ask and they'll also give you a separate menu with the items that you can substitute and everything like that.
Wonderful. So, and it's kind of fun to plan in advance all your menus and
it
all
does,
where you're
yeah.
going to be.
It gets you more excited for everything.
Plan for your trip.
Exactly.
That's great. So this 5th tip is maybe something people didn't know, that you can actually bring some of your own food into the park. Why is this helpful for especially people with dietary needs?
Yeah, this is the most asked question that we get, is if we can bring food in from the outside, which you can, just as long as it's not a hard side cooler, glass, or alcohol. It's very important, especially with people with large families who they just on a tighter budget, they can't afford the food. It's no problem. You can bring in like sandwiches or anything like that. And especially if you can't find exactly what you're looking for in those menus, that's no problem. You can bring in food from the outside and really accommodate to everyone.
Okay, so really, there's no reason to eat like just a queen at the Disneyland
Yeah,
Resort,
exactly.
right?
Exactly. And if you
Perfect.
want to have like quick snacks, you can do that too. That's no problem.
Wonderful. Okay, so just for fun, what are some of your top favorite treats for these people with different dietary needs?
Yeah, so like I mentioned earlier, my sister is extremely allergic to gluten. Her favorite is going to be like the chicken or the turkey legs or anything like that. But when it comes to gluten-free, she did mention earlier, and I actually texted her, she mentioned that most foods you can make gluten-free. So just ask and they'll be able to do that for you. And then when it comes to lactose intolerant, Dole Whips are huge for everyone.
Okay, Dole Whips are my favorite.
Yeah, mine too. Most people don't know that they're dairy-free. It's awesome.
Wow,
So you can get that right in front of the Tiki Lounge. You can get those Dole Whips, super good. And vegan, so I'm vegan. My favorite, I'm a pretzel person. And so Mickey pretzels, most people don't know, they're
So
vegan.
good.
They're dairy-free, so even lactose intolerant people, they can get those. Pretzels and popcorn, I mean, they're all good. But as I mentioned earlier, it's always safe to ask. So if you want to get like a churro, something you're not quite sure, just ask them. They'll be able to tell you. They're all experts. They are aware of food allergies, and they want to make sure that their guests are safe.
Love that.
Yeah.
So two of my best friends, they both have daughters that have gluten-free, and that is why they love the Disneyland Resort so much. So like, it's one of the only places we can travel as a family and everyone can have something that they love and are excited about eating. And especially their daughter loves the Mickey waffles, and she loves that the chef in advance, they'll make sure that they have a gluten-free option for her so she can eat along with her brothers and sisters and have that same experience. So we do know that this is, definitely something that people need to be aware of when they travel, and it can make the vacation or break the vacation. So we appreciate all your tips today. Thank you so much for joining us, Kayla. She's one of our fantastic reservation specialists. We're lucky to have her on board, and they care about your vacation. They really want to make sure that you have everything you need to make sure it's just perfect and magical, and of course affordable as well. So thank you so much for joining us today. Of course, you can subscribe to our channel below, and we're Getaway Today Vacations. Can't wait to help you plan your next magical vacation.